Fox Sports.
We are Black Hawks. We are Wisconsin.
From our nation's capital, it's the third and final game of this weekend series coming out of the All-Star break as the Milwaukee Brewers take on the Washington Nationals. The Brewers a winner on Friday night, the Nats taking Game 2 last night, and here's your matchup today, and it should be a good one. Gio Gonzalez on the mound for the Nats. Giovanni Gallardo gets the call for Ron Renicke's Milwaukee Brewers. Good afternoon from Nationals Park. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Matt LePay, filling in for BA one more time. Brian will be back tomorrow for the series opener with the Reds. We'll hear from Telly Hughes as well throughout the ball game. And I think in my fill-in role, I think I've said this a lot. I'm going to say it again. I think we have a really good matchup here. It's been a while since Giovanni has gotten a winning decision, but he fared well against the Nats, and Gio has been very good against the Brewers.
Yeah, and Giovanni's got to be that guy. He's got to be the number one starter for the Brewers. They need to pick up a win today to get back home on a nice homestand and have some momentum. He hasn't won a game since June 19th, but still in all, he always had some pretty good starts in there. And he's going to have to be good because Gio Gonzalez, outstanding. He's very good against the Brewers. They've never lost to the Brewers in 3 starts. He's got that changeup that has given the Brewers a lot of problems. But the Brewers have been good against lefties in games that's been started by left-handed starters. The Brewers 16-9. They need to pick up a win today.
If they get number 17 today, they'll be no worse than tied for first in the Central. And as Rock said, some momentum starting a 7-game homestand tomorrow with the first of 3 against Cincinnati. First things first, Brewers and the Nats coming up on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Miller Lite, now in the original can. It's Miller time. By Toyota, let's go places. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. little cloud cover in D.C. today, but again, pretty comfortable weather. As we move forward into the month of July, 79 degrees. We'll hit the low 80s, they tell us, throughout the course of this game. But again, a very good day here for baseball as the Brewers and the Nationals get set to wrap up this series. And you take a look at this NL Central standings. Get used to it if you aren't already. It's tight, 1 through 4, just 2.5 games separating that group is Ron Renick's team. They've been at first, either tied or by themselves since April 5th, trying to keep it that way, trying to be no worse than tied for first with a win here today. And here's the Brewers batting order brought to you by Associated Bank. Carlos Gomez, Ricky Weeks, and Ryan Braun, who had a 2-run homer last night. Ramirez, Lucroy, and Davis in the middle. 7, 8, and 9 made up of Mark Reynolds, Gene Segura, and Giovanni Gallardo. And that group will face, for the Nationals, the left-hander Gio Gonzalez.
Yeah, Gonzalez was a 20-game winner a couple of years ago. 21 wins for Gonzalez in 2012. You can see only 14 starts. He spent a month on the disabled list, mid-May to mid-June. He's 2-0 against the Brewers in 3 starts with a 189 earned run average, but he did lose his last start against the Orioles.
And in that stretch, that snapped a 22-inning scoreless streak. He's been very good, as we mentioned, against the Brewers, including his last start against the Crew at Miller Park on June 23rd. You see, 6 innings and did not give up an earned run. That was a 16-inning game that took nearly 5.5 hours. The Nats able to get the win on that evening, almost evening/morning.
And notice where all these strikeouts are coming, pitches out of the strike zone. That's what the Brewer hitter is going to have to be aware of today. Gonzalez is only going to throw strikes when you make him throw strikes. He's a master at working the corners and working the edges. And let's check out the Nationals defense as penciled in by Matt Williams. Brought to you by Menards today. One change in their starting lineup, Jose Lobaton behind home plate. The first 2 games of this series, it was Wilson Ramos. He was swinging the bat well, throws the baseball well. So does Lobaton. And that's your defense for the Nats today.
And your umpires, that's Angel Campos. He'll be calling balls and strikes. And the crew chief will be working first today, and he is Bill Miller. So Fairchild, Vic Carraza working second and third, respectively, as we get set to get underway. The third and final game of the series, thus third and final game of the road trip. Short as it is for Ron Renick's Brewers back home to take on the Reds tomorrow. Games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a 4-game set with the New York Mets. Gio Gonzalez ready to face Carlos Gomez as we get started here in Washington, D.C. Once with a pitch outside the zone, and we are underway at Nationals Park. Gomez among those who caught off guard a bit. The number of changeups thrown in that first matchup against Gonzalez a few weeks back. Gomez now out in front, 2 balls, no strikes as we just get underway.
Yeah, very average fastball, and in that start against the Brewers, didn't throw many strikes early in the count. About 30% of the pitches that he threw, 33% were changeups, and that was a surprise to most of those Brewers hitters back at Miller Park.
3 balls, no strikes to the game's leadoff hitter, Carlos Gomez. And swinging 3-0, a ground ball to short. That's Ian Desmond, and that's out number 1. Gomez retired to begin the game. Now Ricky Weeks will step in. Came in late last night.
Supposed to come in and pinch hit for Scooter Gennett, but couldn't find his helmet. Ended up being Maldonado. He got a base hit, followed by a Ryan Braun homer. But he gets the start today.
Gonzalez, a 2-time All-Star, 2011 and 2012. 4 years with the Oakland A's before coming over to the Nats. It's his 3rd year here with Washington.
21-8 in 2012 with a 289 earned run average. 11-8 last year. He's a good one.
Somebody you can count on to give you a lot of innings. 32+ starts each of the last 4 years. It's out in front. The count goes to 2-1.
Change up 83 miles an hour. Gonna see a lot of them.
The Brewers starting this game tied for first. Likewise, the Nats and the Atlanta Braves. Technically, the Nats have a 1 percentage point lead. Another change, and Weeks swings and does not get it. 2-2. 13 straight innings without giving up an earned run. That's the streak that Gio Gonzalez has against the Brewers going into this matchup this afternoon. Here comes the 2-2. Down goes Weeks.
Brewers don't lay off that pitch, particularly the one that's out of the strike zone. It's going to be a long day for this offense. Gonzalez just not going to throw strikes unless he has to. That one way off the outside corner down, and got such good arm action on that changeup. Looks like a fastball, but chokes off the velocity, and Ricky waves it one out of the strike zone.
Mentioning Gonzalez had been with the A's, came over through the trade. 6 players involved, including Derek Norris, start catcher. There's Ryan Braun. It's a fastball away. Braun with that 2-run homer last night. Had a ton of bright spots in that game. Obviously, you're a Brewers fan last night, but Ronnie got into one late. Gonzalez ready with a 1-0. Back up the middle and through into center field, a base hit.
And you're patient early in the count against this guy. He's going to be forced to throw his fastball, and he only gets it up there to between 90 and 93 miles an hour. Pretty straight fastball, but he's not going to throw it to you unless you show him you're going to lay off the other stuff.
Braun with the first hit of the game, 2 men out for Aramis Ramirez. He's having a nice series. Had a couple of hits last night. To Ramirez. Brewers a winner on Friday night. Kyle Loesch grinding it out, scattering 10 hits, getting help from the bullpen. The Nationals last night getting to Matt Garza, briefest outing of his career, just a third of an inning, scoring 5 times in the first en route to an 8-3 win. They didn't hit Garza hard. He obviously was not on his game, but it wasn't like they were hitting gap shots all night, but they were getting hits. The Brewers were in an early hole that they never could get out of. 1-1 to Ramirez with one on the run, and the throw goes through, but Braun will be unable to advance as he gets the stolen base.
And a tough group to run on. You know, Lobaton throws the ball pretty well, but not like Wilson Ramos. Ramos is a guy who started the first 2 games of the series, throwing out about 50% this year. So with Lobaton in there, you might see the Brewers try to be a little bit more aggressive on the bases. Lobaton at about 27%, not too bad.
Nice steal of the year for Ryan Braun. A count of 2-1 to Aramis Ramirez. Now Gonzalez needs a quick conversation with Lobaton.
And just going over the signals, the multiple signals with the man at second base to make sure they have him right.
Think of Ramirez, that average he had, that crazy good start, his numbers delivering with runners in scoring position. Has an opportunity here. Gonzalez misses inside, 3-1. Brewers trying to do a little early damage. scored runs in each of the first 2 innings on Friday night via solo homers. Scooter Gennett in the first, Chris Davis in the second. 3-1 pitch coming to Aramis Ramirez. The count now full.
Yeah, you put him into a hitter's count, and Gonzalez won't give you pitches to hit. That was a pretty good one there to Ramirez, but he fouled it straight back. These are not the pitches you want to miss against this guy. You're not going to get many of them.
2 men out. Ryan Braun, the runner at second. A full count to Ramirez. Back up the middle, and backhand stab. Rendon, throw to first. He got it. Wow. Nice play. Anthony Rendon takes away a hit, takes away an RBI. Redford no more. No score in D.C. Ramirez had a RBI knock taken away, and a nice backhand stab by Anthony Rendon. Matt Williams will see his team at the plate for the first time here today. His club tied with the Atlanta Braves for first in the National League East. And here is the Nats batting order, brought to you by Associated Bank. Denard Span, Anthony Rendon, Jason Worth at the top. Adam LaRoche will hit cleanup, followed by Ryan Zimmerman. As you see, he has had an excellent series so far. Bryce Harper hitting sixth, followed by Ian Desmond, Jose Lobaton, and Gio Gonzalez. That group will face Giovanni Gallardo.
And making start number 20 at 368 earned run average. He's 3-3 career against the Nationals. 10 games, 9 starts. Got roughed up his last time out against the Cardinals. Gave up 5 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings.
His first order of business here will be to try to cool off Denard Span. He's 5 for 9 in this series. Couple more hits last night. Takes a strike. Span last year after the All-Star break turned it on, hit better than 300. And included a Major League best 29-game hitting streak.
Span has started the first 2 games of this series with base hits. And it's a guy you want to keep off the bases as fast as he is, a base stealer. There's a lot of pressure on the defense.
He's in 3rd in the National League in doubles, 29. First among leadoff hitters with extra base hits. He has 35. Ball 2 strikes to him.
Out of those doubles, leg doubles. Doubles that are going to be singles for most guys. He's that fast.
Shows it on the bases. And that clearly shows it defensively. The ground he covers in center. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Denard Span, leading off the bottom of the first for the Nats. comes the 2-2. Shoots it fouling out of play.
Location issues for Giovanni his last time out. Fastball getting too much at the plate. Cardinals hit 3 home runs on him. Of course, you could throw that one away. I mean, he's never really fared all that well against St. Louis. 1-12 in his career, so that's a mulligan. Forget about that one.
Yeah, take that away.
But before that, very good against the Cincinnati Reds.
7 strong innings of 2-run ball. There's Bernard. Span again fouls off 2-2 and holding.
Actually, you're 1-11 against the Cardinals. A no decision his last time out.
The Brewers jumped out to a 6-0 lead, but Cardinals rallied. Actually won it. Matt Holliday homer in the 9th. Misses. The count runs forward to Bernard Span. Speaking of the Cardinals, they wrap up their series with the Dodgers tonight. Lewis getting the better of Zach Greinke yesterday. It's Mike Matheny's team faring well at this very early stage without the injured Yadier Molina. Here's the 3-2. Segura. And the throw on to first. He knew he had to get it there in a hurry, and he did. That's out number 1.
Man, what a nice play by Segura. You know, he has been struggling offensively, but there's nothing wrong with that defense. You know, you have Span running down the line at first. You can't hesitate. He wasn't able to stop and set himself. Still had enough on the throw to get him. Good play.
Here's Anthony Rendon. Went 1 for 5 last night. Last time that Gallardo faced the Nats, maybe gets lost in the shuffle because it was a 16-inning game. And as we said, he was pretty good.
Yeah, 1 run, 6 innings. He only walked a pair. 104 pitches. That's what chased him. Brewers needed some offense, but he had a good curveball that particular game, and he's going to need that today. He's a pretty good fastball hitting ball club. Got some power, particularly when you try and pitch him away.
Yeah, we talked about it last night, and we saw prime examples of their ability to take advantage. Pitch got out over the plate, outer half. 2-1 the count to Rendon. He has homered 13 times and has driven in 53 runs this year. 3-1 to the second baseman. A nice backhand stab of a ground ball that looked to be ticketed to center field off the bat of Aramis Ramirez. Took a run away the top half of the first.
Yeah, initially on that play, I thought he did a good job just keeping it in the infield, but Ramirez not running all that well down the line, able to get up quickly and throw him out. Not only did he save the run, but he got the out, ended the inning.
Full count to Rendon. Little chopper charging Ramirez. Nice bare hand pick, and he throws him out. Nice play.
That is a nice play by Ramirez. So 2 very good defensive plays to start this one. Gene Segura, now Ramirez. You got 2 third basemen in this game that make that play particularly well. Not too many make it better than Ryan Zimmerman and Aramis Ramirez. Bare hands it, knows he has to get rid of it quickly, and puts it right on the money to Mark Reynolds. Nice play.
We've seen some pretty nice defense in the first inning of this game. Both sides.
Tough part of that play is keeping that baseball in your hand. It's one of those tweeners. Do you put it in the glove or do you barehand it? A do or die play either way.
Jason Worth to the plate. He had a couple of hits last night. Storyline in the first game of this series, or among the storylines, was the Nats on Friday night, their inability to deliver the big hit. They were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Bryce Harper, he has had a good series. 4 knocks for him. This series is the count runs 2-1 to Worth.
Yeah, a little different with runners in scoring position last night. Ended up 5 for 13, but they started the day 5 for 9.
Yep, guts of the game. They made it count, especially that first inning. Worth might not have thought so, but it's strike 2 called.
You can pitch these guys away, but you got to get it down there. You leave it up, and Worth's going to rattle that one off the right field fence.
2-2. Vani Gallardo, a 5-5 record coming into this game, a .368 earned run average. Ward strikes out swinging. The curve, and the inning is over. We're through 1 in D.C. No score.
Top of the second in Washington, D.C. Brewers and Nationals are scoreless. You're looking at 2 individuals that have had the time of their lives this weekend. On the right, that is Brian Schultz. On the left, that is Shane Crutchen. They are the honorary Batmen for today's game, but they've been the special guests of Brewers general manager Doug Melvin all weekend long as a part of the Wounded Warriors Project, and they have had the opportunity to live the big league life, literally, from Friday catching the charter flight to Washington, D.C., getting big league meal money, also getting their own uniforms, shagging balls, and they had a chance to go to the White House. But I had a chance to talk to them earlier today, and that was the last thing on their list. They said they've just been really enjoying being around the guys and feeling like a part of the team, and as a token of their appreciation, and they wanted to let them know that they wanted to give them something because they've given them so much. They've given each player on this team a T-shirt and a polo shirt that has the Wounded Warrior Project emblem on it, and they will wear those shirts on the team flight home to Milwaukee today. But it's just been one absolutely great weekend for those 2 guys, man.
Yeah, really. And then, Rock, we had a chance to meet both Brian and Shane here this weekend. Great guys.
Great kids, yeah.
We can't thank them enough, and all the brave men and women who served our country. It's been fun to just, as we talked to Doug Melvin on Friday night, to see the looks in the eyes of Brian and Shane. How much fun they're having this weekend.
Yeah, local guys, Shane from Oshkosh, Brian from Wisconsin Dells, and inspirational, both of them. I mean, they both gave very heartfelt talks to the team while they've been here. And Brian actually an inspirational speaker, for the Wounded Warrior Project. And it's not just the players that got the shirts. We got some. We get to wear them. I wear them proudly. The Wounded Warrior Project. Anything military-based is near and dear to my heart. As you know, I have two kids in the military, both Army guys, and great work that they do all over the country and the world. But we really appreciate what they do in the state of Wisconsin.
That is for sure. It's a real honor to meet those guys. Jonathan Lucroy drawing a walk to lead off the second inning. Chris Davis at the plate. So those guys, Brian and Shane, are fired up. Team's fired up to meet them.
Yeah.
Asking those guys a lot of questions. Strike to Davis. Hats off to Doug Melvin, his wife Ellen.
It was funny talking to them. I think they were more nervous about being bat boy than they were when they were deployed, serving our country. Just don't want to get in the way of a play, right?
Brian was saying, I got to find out what I'm doing here. I don't want to mess this up.
Right.
Something tells me they'll both do a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Shane on the left, Brian there on the right. No balls, 2 strikes to Chris Davis. Top of the second inning, scoreless here at Nationals Park. Rubber game of this series. These tight races continue for both of these teams. Really throughout the National League, and no one is running away with the division, even in the American League. It's when you think a team like the Tigers is going to take control, lose a couple, and it's a little more tight. So look at the Powerball home run leaderboard. Chris Davis, who went deep on Friday night, leads the way with 16. Mark Reynolds, Carlos Gomez with 14, and Ryan Braun went deep last night, has 12.
Got to get Reynolds going. It's been a while. He's been hot. Got to get him going. He's playing first today, and hopefully he starts hitting some long balls.
Those big flies back we were talking about on Friday night.
And that's how the Brewers score their runs. When they hit home runs, ordinarily they're going to put up some runs and win some games. That's one of the areas that the Brewers need to get back to, hitting the homers.
There's Mark Reynolds, who waits on deck. A ball, 2 strikes to Chris Davis. That is strikeout number 2 for Gio Gonzalez. Out number 1 here in the top half of the second.
That good curveball once again. You got to make Gio Gonzalez throw strikes. That one out of the strike zone. Davis with a big swing and comes up empty.
1 out with Lucroy the runner at first. Gonzalez will square off with Mark Reynolds. This team good work defensively. Rod said trying to get things back in order at the plate. And that's a good start with a base hit to left. Lucroy to second. The Brewers have something going.
That was optional batting practice today. Certainly Mark Reynolds was out there. You saw Ricky Weeks. He was taking some swings. And of all people, Jonathan Lucroy out there. It just seems like he's taking batting practice all the time. You would think he'd be the last guy out there when there's optional BP, as much playing time as he gets.
Yeah, you always wonder. Man, so many innings behind the plate, but he doesn't care. He just loves the game. Right? He just likes to get out there.
He's one of those guys, and a lot of them are. I mean, feel as though that they don't do the early work. They're not prepared. Some guys need it, some guys don't. Leon Herrera was out for early BP. A bunch of guys. And as usual, when a left-hander is starting for the other team, Ron Renicky throws BP for the first group. Right? Left-handed thrower, Ron Renicky. Gets him used to looking at the southpaw.
That's right. The Brewers have fared well against left-handed starters this season. One of the exceptions to date, and hopefully that'll turn around today, is Gonzalez.
Brewers 16-9, leading all of baseball in games started by a left-handed pitcher.
There you see in the big leagues, the Tigers and the Yankees have better records.
That's right, third. First in the NL.
Yep, correct. 2 balls, no strikes to Gene Segura. Foul tip, 2-1. Segura with a hit last night. As we mentioned, good defensive work per usual. A good play here already in this ball game. Denard Span. McCoy at second. Mark Reynolds the runner at first. Fastball, and Segura does not get it.
That's what you have to guard against. You're not going to get many fastballs for strikes, but when he does come around the zone, even if it's a little bit high, you got to lay off of it. You know, even in the low 90s, that high fastball, given the fact he's throwing everything else off speed, pretty good chance it's going to get by and not able to square it up.
2-2 to Segura. Checks a swing and stays in there. Again, the 2-2. Ground ball, Zimmerman. They'll get the high throw, and everybody's safe.
Yeah, there's that throwing arm for Zimmerman. He just can't get on top. He can't get that throwing arm over the head all that well, and because of that, he bobbled it for a second and just threw it a little bit off the mark and pulled Rendon off the bag. That's going to be an error on Ryan Zimmerman. So a fielder's choice for Segura and an E5, allowing Mark Reynolds to get to second base.
So the Brewers have the bases loaded. One out here in the second, and Giovanni Gallardo, the hitter. Throwing troubles continuing for Ryan Zimmerman. Really, it's the first time that we have seen it cost the Nats in this series. As we have said, he will pick it with anybody. But there's ongoing shoulder problems. It's been a conversation topic among the fan base, those who follow the Nationals. But man, this guy can hit. Seen that firsthand.
No doubt.
And when he plays left, he handled that well. Harper was out and was a Gold Glover at third, albeit 5 years ago. But you know how good he can be.
Because of the problems throwing the baseball, he probably can't play as deep as he'd like. And he played back, way back behind third base. I mean, that's a long throw over there, and even the average distance throws give him a lot of problems, and that really reduces his range.
Gallardo goes down swinging. That's the third punch out for Gonzalez. 2 men out. Bases remain loaded. Back to the top of the order for the Brewers.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts, 2 coming on curveballs, and the other to Ricky Weeks on a changeup. First time through the batting order, Gio Gonzalez threw a first pitch strike only once. That was to Chris Davis. So his plan, the idea that he wants to attack this Brewers offense, not give him anything too good early in the count.
First pitch swinging, Gomez fouls it off. Carlos let her rip 3-0 to lead off the game, but grounded to short his first trip. Bases full of Brewers with 2 men out, the top of the second. Well, nice it would be if this Brewers team could do some early damage against a guy that they have been hard pressed to score against. It's putting it mildly. 2-1 the count. He had that stretch of 22 straight scoreless innings. This year did Gonzalez. Included his effort against the Brewers on the 23rd of June. And ended his last outing against the Orioles, a 4-3 loss.
Yeah, before the loss to the Baltimore Orioles, he had won 3 consecutive games and did not allow a run, right? 21 innings.
His last 5 starts, his ERA has dropped from 4.85 to 3.56. What a string of scoreless innings will do for you. 2-2 to Gomez. See if he can deliver here early in this game. Fastball missed. Full count. Runners will be on the move. Here comes the payoff. Struck him out. On the change, and Gonzalez gets out of trouble. Brewers leave him loaded, still scoreless in D.C. Seconds here at Nationals Park. Brewers strand them loaded in the top half of the innings. Still scoreless. Brewers and Nationals. Third and final game of this series. Time now for the Cardsuit.com trivia question. Which 4 current Brewers players faced the Montreal Expos? That's a hint. Expos became the Nats 9 years ago. We like to drop hints.
Yeah. Well, the Expos, a good feeder team to the rest of baseball back in their day, right?
Oh, they were.
Think about the players that started in Montreal and ended up having terrific careers.
Adam LaRoche leading off the home half of the second. I think Expos always think of one guy. Grand Orange, right? Rusty Staub.
Rusty Staub, yeah.
Old Jerry Park. Roach walked a couple of times last night. He's done a little bit of damage in his career, though, when he has faced Giovanni Gallardo. He's looking deep a couple of times.
.321 batting average.
Two and two the count. Set him down in order in the first. So Roach, Zimmerman, and Harper here in inning number 2. And that is through and into left field, a base hit.
That beat the shift that time. Had Segura up the middle, and Roach hit it where he normally would be. Let's check out the Brewers defense. Brought to you by Menards today. Already 2 pretty good defensive plays, one by Segura, one by Ramirez. No surprises defensively for Ron Renicky. Mark Reynolds gets the start at first base. It was Overbay yesterday.
There you see Ricky.
Been a while since Ricky's made a start.
Yeah, go back to late June. There's Ryan Zimmerman. Big night last night. 2 hits and 4 trips. He drove in 3. Nothing in 2 the count. Roach, a leadoff single to left. See what Zimmerman has done in his career against Gallardo.
You see Lucroy setting up inside on Zimmerman with 2 strikes. He and Jason Worth, a lot of these guys stand off the plate. They like to pound that fastball away into the opposite field. That's how far off the plate Zimmerman is.
Ball, 2 strikes. Two and 2 to count. Playing with a little fire there.
That's like a pretty good pitch, didn't it?
Yeah. And he gets him on the inside corner.
Yeah, they don't like it in there. The Zimmerman, Worth, they don't like it on the inside corner. Even middle in, they don't like it. Giovanni just barely missed the outside corner to pitch before and gets the call on the inside corner this time. Well, if you're not going to get the outside corner, you better get the inside corner. Angel Campos rings him up.
1 out here at the bottom of the second. Bryce Harper doubled last night. So he has had a very good series. If you've missed the first 2 games, he has a little different batting stance now than what he had earlier. Now the All-Star break, a little more straight up and down. He's lowered his hands.
He used to wrap that bat behind his head. Of course, when you're 21, you can get away with it. Maybe not when you're 31. But still, during the All-Star break, he worked on this approach. This is the way he stands before he gets ready to swing. Then he goes back down again.
There's a chopper over the glove of Reynolds and a base hit to right. And on to third goes LaRoche as the throw is cut off. Runners at first and third. And Bryce Harper continues to handle this adjusted stance very well.
Not much room between that hole between first and second. He finds it, though. Threads the needle into right field, and Adam LaRoche able to get to third base. Always adjusting, always trying to make little adjustments when you're not swinging the bat all that well. Bryce Harper may have come up with something.
One out, runners at the corners for the Nationals. Ian Desmond to the plate. Gallardo keeping an eye on Harper.
Yeah, Harper will run.
Desmond had a hit in 4 at-bats last night. Drove in a run. Shoots this through and into right field, a base hit. LaRoche is in. Harper on his way to third. He's there as Desmond will get second. 1-0 Nationals.
Didn't hit the cutoff man, and because the throw went to third base, Desmond, good base run, he gets into second base. And not only do you put another man in the scoring position, but now you can't get out of the inning with a double play. Slices that one into right field on a pitch in. Harper with very good speed. Braun's throw comes into third base. Misses Segura, and because of that, Desmond gets into second.
So the Nationals first on the board.
And the little things that the Brewers have been doing now that they weren't doing early in the season, and it's been costing them. Little mistakes like that. Little things become big things when you're not really putting up a lot of runs.
Jose Lobaton to the plate. It's the starting call at catcher today for the Nationals. Wilson Ramos started Friday night and last night. See, he's played 44 games. Ramos has had 2 stints on the disabled list. Gallardo behind 2-0. Lobaton coming over from the Rays. Home run in the playoffs last year.
The Nationals have a pretty good veteran bench when you think about it. They got Kevin Franson, Scott Hairston, McLeod. All these guys have been around a while. Danny Espinosa has had extensive time in the big leagues.
Yeah, good options to turn to for Matt Williams.
Bring these guys in late in the game. They came up as pinch hitters. Or been there, done that. Really nothing new to them. Scott Hairston checking it out. Struck out yesterday as a pinch hitter.
Line drive back to Gallardo, and that will be a double play. I got back there in a hurry, but Giovanni able to stab it. Turns it into a double play to end the inning, but the Nationals pick up the game's first run. BP gets him out of further damage, and we are through 2 here at Nationals Park with the Nats beating the Brewers 1-0. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. Series finale here in our nation's capital. The Nats getting on the board in the bottom half of the second inning. And as always, Brewers fans travel well. Represented well here in D.C. this weekend. Take a bow. Fox Sports supports Special Olympics. Now you can get involved too. Take the Ultimate Lambeau Leap on Sunday, August 9th, and rappel down Lambeau Field to help raise funds for Special Olympics Wisconsin. Stop by the Fox Sports Wisconsin tents and meet the Fox Sports Wisconsin girls. Visit foxsportswisconsin.com and click on the upcoming events tab for details and go over the edge in Green Bay. Ricky Weeks making his first start since June 26th. It's the Rockies. One of 4 strikeout victims for Gio Gonzalez so far. Brewers had a threat in inning number 2. Bases loaded, 1 out, but Gonzalez was able to strike out both Gallardo and Gomez.
And Gomez struck out on a 3-2 changeup. Shouldn't come as any surprise that he's going to give you that pitch when he's in trouble. That's his best pitch. Missed with that one.
2 balls, no strikes to Weeks.
I guess the last thing you're thinking about getting with Gio Gonzalez on the mound is a fastball, right?
Right.
Change-ups, curveballs. He's going to make you chase the fastball. And when he throws it, most of the time it's out of the strike zone.
Lifted to the right side in foul territory, and that'll carry out a play.
And unless you get the count in your favor like Ricky just had, 2-0. Threw the fastball right down the middle. Can't miss those.
Two balls, 1 strike. Weeks, Braun, and Ramirez here at the top of the 3rd for the Brewers. There is again the change. 2-2. Got him. Strikeout number 5 for Gonzalez. Second time he's punched out Ricky here this afternoon.
Yeah, Gonzalez tough enough against guys that play every single day and are used to game speed, let alone. Ricky hasn't had much playing time lately, and that changeup, very effective pitch. And you haven't been in the game all that much.
Here's Ryan Braun. Singled back in the first, also stole his 9th base of the year. Not a ton of bright spots for the Brewers last night, but Braun providing one against Jerry Blevins. Powerball home run count, number 12 on the year. The Brewers right fielder.
Got the Brewers back into the ball game, 8-3 at that point.
See his ability to go deep in any direction.
Got a fastball up and in, turned it around last night.
Three balls, no strikes to Ryan Braun. Now has an 8-game hitting streak. Extending it already with that 2-out single in the first. Hitting nearly 400 in that stretch. Fastball is in there, and the count runs full to Braun.
See right there, I think Braun looking change up. Why wouldn't you, right? And he threw the fastball in the inside corner.
Here's the payoff. And Braun draws the walk. 1 out, 1 on here at the top of the third. Ramos Ramirez steps in.
Yeah, you're patient with this guy. He will walk you if you show patience. Walked 4 his last time out against the Brewers back in Miller Park.
Most he has given up in any of his starts this season with 4 walks. Also had that total in an early season game against the Braves in Atlanta. Checks Braun over at first. Now Gonzalez ready to work to Aramis Ramirez. Ramos had a hit and an RBI taken away from him in the first inning. Nice play by Anthony Rendon at second. Inside with a fastball, 2-0.
Now this is where you can sit fastball. If you don't get one exactly where you want it, just take it. I figure he's going to throw him one here.
Three and nothing to Ramirez. Williams looking on his first year as the manager here of the Nats. And a 4-pitch walk to Aramis Ramirez. So the Brewers back-to-back walks here in inning number 3. And again, a little bit of a threat going.
Yeah, on Friday, August 8th, the Brewers will partner with Miller Coors to bring fans craft brews at the ballpark. All guests will enjoy a craft beer tasting prior to the Brewers game with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Plus, the first 350 guests to register will get a free Brewers pint glass. Visit brewers.com/special events for details.
Nats leading 1-0, but once again, the Brewers with an opportunity. Runners at first and second with 1 out.
60 pitches already for Gonzalez, and we're still in the 3rd inning. 1 out in the 3rd.
Picking up on a point you made a little while ago, his challenging the Brewers to chase here. Only 2 first pitch strikes at this point in the game. 13 hitters.
And one to Chris Davis, and then to Carlos Gomez, and that's been it.
Here's Jonathan Lucroy. He walked in the first, or excuse me, in the second. No one in the National League gets better on the road than Jonathan Lucroy coming into this game. The Brewers have the top 2 hitters in that category. Pitches. Gonzalez split nearly down the middle. 31 outside the zone, 30 strikes. Here's the 0-1. It's the 3rd hitter that Gonzalez has started with a strike here.
Lucroy's always been a very good off-speed hitter. He waits back nicely. Typically will take that pitch into right center.
On at second, Ramirez the runner at first. The break-even pitch coming up to Jonathan Lucroy. Fastball caught the corner. 1-2. Jonathan comes in second in the National League with 33 doubles. Paul Goldschmidt has more. Roy with a 1-for-3 night last night. Here comes the 1-2.
Those are pitches right there to get you scratching your head when you're up there at the plate. 1-2 pitch. It was a mistake by Gonzalez. Left it right down the middle, but you got to figure Lucroy looking something off speed. Change up, curveball. But Gonzalez gave him a fastball.
Now let's see what he gets with the count 1-2. Ryan Braun occupying the attention of Gonzalez. Rendon cheating over there.
And Rendon really holding Braun on tightly at second base, opening up that huge hole for Lucroy. And he's pretty good at using that hole over there in the right field.
Roy stays in there. Mentioned the Cardinals tonight playing the Dodgers in St. Louis. Reds lead the Yankees 1-0 in the fifth. Pirates trailing the Rockies 3-2 in the third. Just 2.5 games separating that group of four. Reds Cardinals tied for the division lead. Reds and Pirates 2.5 out. Again, Lucroy keeping him awake in the Brewers dugout.
If nothing else, the Brewers are making this guy work. I mean, his pitch count's starting to climb. 66. One out in the third inning.
Gonzalez, his season high, and he's had them in each of his last two starts, 109. His last start on July 10th against the Orioles. Previous start against the Cubs on the 5th. The at-bat continues. Lucroy will make you work. Again, the 1-2. And again, a foul ball.
Yep, out in front of the off speed, behind the fastball, just trying to protect the plate a little bit. Ninth pitch coming up.
Two on with one out at the top of the third. That's getting the game's first run at the bottom of the second. Braun on the run. Little chopper back toward the mound. The play is at first. Braun still digging. He's going to come all the way around to score.
What a great job by Ryan Braun and Ed Cedar. A terrific play. Good heads-up base running by Braun. He never slowed down. He was on the move, trying to steal third base, and he never slowed down around third. He sees the chopper, and right away Ed Cedar, I'm not sure Eddie had much to do with it, but Braun with a good heads-up job of base running, getting around third, and ties the game.
Ryan Braun aggressive on the bases here early in this game. Stole second in the first and wheels around third on a little tapper back toward the mound.
Might have gotten Jonathan Lucroy an RBI right there. I think he does.
Yeah.
He's got to, right?
Yeah. I think. Game is tied at 1.
Man at second. a little number in front of home plate, and he gets an RBI.
Brawny was on the move. On the pitch. Here's Chris Davis. Ramirez, the runner at second.
Yep, he does get an RBI.
45th run batted in of the year for Lucroy.
And Luco's Brawny lunch.
Brewers getting aggressive here on the bases. And Davis rips one to left. Harper will have to play it on a bounce. Here comes Ramirez rounding third, and the Brewers take the lead. Go back to first. Davis able to get back. RBI single for Davis. Brewers out in front 2-1.
Kind of a banana route right there by Bryce Harper. That looked kind of peculiar out there, and not sure why he went over and then went back, because if he continues, I think he's able to catch it. That's a risk that an outfielder would normally take. A man at second, 2 outs. Davis doing a good job staying on the changeup long enough, but kind of an interesting route by Bryce Harper. He went over, then went back, and then threw into home plate. No chance to get Ramirez. Chris Davis probably should have been at second base here.
Yeah. Harper did the loop, kind of did a little loop route to get over there, or the banana route, as you said. Brewers take the lead. A couple of runs here in the third, and Mark Reynolds steps in.
Maybe the result of spending so much time on the DL, just a little bit rusty in the outfield.
Yeah, still Harper. This is his 37th game of the year. Been out for quite some time. Came off the DL on June 30th. 0-1 to Reynolds. Davis running as the pitch is fouled out of play. Getting a running game going here this afternoon.
Yeah, they're making Gonzalez work, and he's working hard. 74 pitches. You hate to keep talking about it, but that's a big deal. You get to the start, you get into that bullpen.
Ron Reddington talking about that after the game last night. Matt Garza at 42 pitches. Was concerned that he's going to be en route to a 50-pitch inning. He just didn't want to do that. But, Marco Estrada really in that ball game. Activity in the Nats bullpen. That's Craig Stanton getting loose. Two to Reynolds. That was the 30th pitch of the frame for Gio Gonzalez. Brewers have scored 2 on the strength of 1 hit here in the inning.
A couple of walks, both of them coming around to score.
Davis off the bag at first. The count runs full to Mark Reynolds. Davis will be on the move. Reynolds pops it up. Going for it is Anthony Rendon. Inning over, but a good inning it was for the Brewers. Just the 1 hit. Drove in a run. Ryan Braun motoring around second. He scores all the way from second on a little tapper back toward the mound, and then Chris Davis driving home Ramirez. Brewers with 2 runs on 1 hit. 2.5, 2-1 Milwaukee. Move to the bottom of the third. Brewers putting 2 up at the top of the inning. Now 2-1. Milwaukee leading the Washington Nationals. Our Question.com trivia question. Which 4 current Brewers players face the Montreal Expos? Made the move here to DC in 05, and there they are. Thomas Ramirez, Lyle Overbay, Francisco Rodriguez, and Kyle Loesch. So there's Kyle.
Got to be a veteran to have faced those guys.
Will Gonzalez will lead off. A couple of walks hurting him. Top half of this inning.
Montreal, good town. Missed going there.
Yep. But this isn't a bad spot, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Coming here to DC.
Brewers were here 4th of July last year, I think it was. Okay. That's not a bad spot to be here on the 4th of July.
Not at all. That's called chasing, and he does not get it. Gonzalez, strikeout to start the bottom half of the third.
That third punch out for Yo. It's important for Yo to put up a 0. Hey, Brewers fans voted, and they have chosen Jim Henderson as this year's fan vote bobblehead. That's Sunday, July 27th. The Brewers host the Mets, and all fans get a Jim Henderson bobblehead courtesy of Chevrolet. Call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com today.
Hey, if you missed it over the weekend, now at the rehab work is in AAA Nashville. So not quite sure when he would be ready to come back up to the big club and working his way back.
Was it yesterday, a scoreless inning?
Correct.
Henderson?
Yes.
Fastball up to about 94, 95 miles an hour. That's a great sign. Good to get him back.
Hey, talk about all the speculation with trades and what may or may not happen. But get Jim Henderson back in the fold off the injury. That's a plus.
It's nice for him to be back for his bobblehead day.
Oh, you'd think.
Of course, times are running out, Jim. You got a week.
If you need a little more time than that and can come back for good, in other words,
they don't rush it.
It's all good. 2 strikes and nothing to Denard Span. He was short his first trip. It's played by Segura and Giddy. The stat lines I'd like to talk about here: when Denard Span scores at least 1 run, and that's win a ton, 35-7. When he scores, and he did last night, and his team won.
Nick scored yesterday, did not score on Friday, so there you go. Right?
Yep. Sometimes stats can lie, sometimes they don't. After this ball game, the Nats go on the road. 3 at Colorado, followed by 3 in Cincinnati. Brewers are home with 3 with the Reds starting tomorrow and 4 with the Mets. Span, a base hit to left. 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the third.
Hey, he's seeing it well right now. He's doing that pretty well. Taking that pitch away, just getting on top of it and just serving it out there in the left field. Got a couple of base hits just like that on Friday night.
Has 6 hits in the series. It's Anthony Rendon. Tapper in the first, and Ramirez made a nice play on him. Overhand pick and was able to throw him out. Span has been successful on 16 of his 18 tries, stealing the bag. Gallardo starts Rendon with a strike.
18 tries doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, when you consider you got the big power hitters behind you in the lineup, and you have to put Rendon in that category with 13 homers. When you have that kind of power in your lineup, you want to make outs on the bases. It's one of the reasons why the Brewers don't run all that much. They pick their spots.
Case of the Nats, you have Rendon at the plate. He has 13 homers. Worth has 12. LaRoche also 12. So some pop. Matt Williams' club in those spots. Go up and hit it. 1-1 the count.
Got to correct what I said. The Brewers are 5th in the National League in stolen bases. Actually, they will run, but they pick their spots. Washington 10th.
Sometimes in bunches where it seems that way. Gallardo keeping an eye on Bernard Span. Rendon, one of those guys who didn't need a whole lot of time in the minor leagues. 79 games before coming up to the big club. 6th overall pick in the draft 3 years ago. This is hit in the air to center. Gomez going back. He's at the wall. Got it. Carlos Gomez again and tagging his Span. He'll go to second. But another big-time catch by the All-Star.
Yep, he knew exactly where he was on that wall. The warning track going up and able to take extra bases away from Rendon. Not sure it would have been a home run or not, but certainly extra bases. Gets to the wall, jumps up. Nope, it wouldn't have been out, but certainly extra bases. Span would have scored. I mean, he makes that play look easy.
He really does. He knew exactly where he was, where the wall is, going back there.
And the reason is he gets there quickly. He doesn't drift. He gets there quickly. He knows, where that wall is and takes that vertical leap, which allows you to get a little bit higher.
Another in a line of impressive catches for Carlos Gomez. Matt Williams coming out to have a discussion. Gomez taking away a hit from Anthony Rendon.
Matt Williams has spent a lot of time on that field in this series.
He has. Not quite sure. I don't know if he was.
Well, he went to the third base umpire, and I'm not quite sure what that discussion was about. Big Carapazzo over at third.
Whatever it was, the explanation made, and Williams returns to the dugout. Jason Worth is the hitter. Two men out. Bernard Span, the runner at second. Worth struck out in the first inning. 3 strikeouts so far today for Gallardo. Comes the 1-0. One of those hitters you have to be careful with. The list is rather lengthy in this Nationals lineup.
Well, it can't be too cute because you got LaRoche on deck. That's the problem you have. I mean, with this lineup, most lineups, you get the middle of the order. Who do you challenge, right?
Exactly. 2-0.
You throw the breaking ball, you hope you throw it for a strike, and you get yourself back into the count a little bit.
Adam LaRoche on deck. A little conversation here. Jonathan Lucroy joined by the middle infielders.
Yeah, ordinarily, when you have the second baseman and shortstop come in, it's a sign change, but Span hasn't been out there that long. He just got to second base.
Two to 1 Brewers here in the bottom of the third. Milwaukee with a couple of runs in the top half of this inning. That's in there for strike 2, called a fastball from Gallardo.
And 2 perfect pitches to get the count even.
Got him swinging. It's the second time today that Gallardo has taken care of Ward via the strikeout. 2-1 Milwaukee. Here at Nationals Park, Brewers 2, the Washington Nationals 1. Time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag WisFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by AT&T. 8-9-1 in the Brewers' order against Gio Gonzalez. Segura leading things off.
I think Gonzalez realizing that his pitch count is starting to get into the danger territory. He's starting to throw first pitch strikes more often.
So he's doing next to none at all.
Matter of fact, the last 3 hitters he's started off with a first pitch strike.
We'll see where he is.
Actually, last
17,
4.
Correct.
Last 4 hitters.
Pitch number 81 for Gonzalez here in an inning in this game that's now only in the top of the 4th. Two balls, 2 strikes. Segura reached in the second inning, a fielder's choice throwing error charged to Ryan Zimmerman. Trying to get the force at second, but a poor throw. Everybody was safe.
And Brewers not able to capitalize.
They left him loaded in that second inning. But in the third, the Brewers were able to get a couple of runs across, taking advantage of 2 walks served up by Gonzalez. And Segura gets in the one, and that's headed to the gap, and it will go all the way to the wall. Segura on his way to second, stand-up double. That's how the Brewers start the 4th.
Goes down and gets a 2-2 pitch. And rips it out there into the gap. Went down and got that one. That allows Giovanni Gallardo to get out there and drop down a bunt. Curveball on 2-2 count. Leaves it right down the middle of the plate. A mistake by Gonzalez that he pays for. And a leadoff base runner from Milwaukee, second time today.
And a chance for Giovanni Gallardo to move Segura over the third here. Gallardo has laid down 3 sacrifice bunts this season. Pulls back at a pitch that missed. chops that bunt, a 10th foul. Gallardo struck out in the second. Segura off the bag at second. Off the inning with a double. The count goes to 2-1 to Giovanni Gallardo.
And bunted toward third base. Make Zimmerman leave the bag and have him throw the baseball. You never know what can happen. Adam LaRoche is right on top of him by the time that baseball gets to the hitting zone.
Out in front of the plate. Lobaton, no play at third. The play is over at first. And Gallardo does his job. Rendon covering. Out number one, Segura at third.
Well, today's time of the game winner, the dugout in Merrill. Merrill up there by Wausau. They call the Brewers in the next 24 hours. They get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game. It's offered courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Talked about that pitch count being up there, and Matt Williams, I believe, has seen enough. Well, the Brewers took a while to score against this guy, but they did. Now he is out of the game. We continue with the Brewers leading 2-1. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. The Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by Miller Lite, now in the original can. It's Miller time. Well, the Brewers had gone 15 straight innings without getting an earned run against Gio Gonzalez, but they put a couple on him in the top of the third, and he's chased here with one out of the fourth. There's Craig Stammen now on the mound for the Nats.
Yeah, this is a guy that can eat up some innings out of the bullpen. Stammen pitched a scoreless ninth inning on Friday in the Brewers' victory. He's been a starter. He's been a reliever in his career. Much more effective out of the bullpen.
He has been for the last 3 years for this club. Carlos Gomez takes a rip and does not get it.
Sinker slider pitcher is Stammen. Nationals bring their infield in, open up a lot of holes for Gomez.
Gene Segura, the runner at third with one out. Gomez fouls it out of play. 0-2. Carlos looking for his first hit today. He has 3 hits in the series. One and two the count. Nationals struck first with a run in the second. Brewers counted with 2 in the third. They're trying to add 2 to the top of the fourth. 2 runs on 4 hits for Milwaukee, 1 run on 4 hits and an error for Washington. Here comes the 1-2.
Stammen has some big movement on that fastball. Good tail on it, not much of a sink to it. Throw from that 3/4 delivery, and pitch starts on the inside corner. It's going to end up off the plate.
Both round selection back in the 05 draft by the Nats. Again, the 1-2. And a foul ball. Brewers come into this game with the best road record, 29-20. That is exactly the Nationals' record here at home. They split the first 2 games of this series. Brewers winning Friday, Nationals winning last night. Holds up 2-2. Blake Stammen on in relief of Gio Gonzalez, who lasts just 3 1/3 innings. Always looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 7 in his career against Stammen. Against the drawn-in infield, a ground ball to Desmond. He'll throw to first. Here comes Segura breaking for home, and he's in there. Oh, that's aggressive, and Gene Segura is in, and it's 3-1 Milwaukee.
And that's the element of speed by both Segura and Gomez. He and Desmond knew he couldn't really mess around too much and try and look the runner back to third. Made a good throw to third. Segura timed it perfectly. Look at the big lead he's got off the bag. And his speed is able to steal another run. Second time the Brewers have done that today. Scoring on a throw from the infield. That's just good base running, good heads up base running, and those are the kind of things that you have to try and do when you're not really scoring a lot of runs.
As Rock mentioned, not the first time, the second time. We saw it in the third. Ryan Braun at second. He was on the run. Little tapper back to the mound. He got to play at first. Braun kept coming, and he motored home. Ricky Weeks with 2 men out, and the base is empty. Good aggressive work, using their speed. The Brewers here early in this ball game.
So give Carlos Gomez an RBI. So Segura gets a free lunch.
A couple free lunches now.
Yeah, no free lunch, is there?
Might be a couple.
Yeah.
49th run batted in on the year for Carlos Gomez. Weeks to second. Rendon inning over. But the Brewers put another run on the board through 3.5 here in Washington. 3-1 Milwaukee. Capitol. Brewers 3, Washington Nationals 1. There you go, the president's race. Rockies, you mentioned the second best race that goes on at the ballpark in the big leagues. And look at the look on Teddy.
He's got a space helmet on. You know what today is, don't you?
I absolutely do.
45 years ago today, the first man to walk on the moon, Neil Armstrong.
He's got a flag. And he's taken.
I was 10 years old.
I posed the question, where were you?
Yeah,
on Earth.
I wasn't with him. I was 10 years old. I think I was in second grade.
That was one road trip you missed, huh?
Yeah, I haven't missed many.
Adam LaRoche.
Pretty creative, though.
We are hearing it from the truck. All too young. I remember where I was.
Where were you?
On Earth, and specifically on a family vacation. Not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. I was probably taking BP somewhere.
Yeah, you were. You were getting in some cuts.
Dad throwing to me.
One and two to Adam LaRoche. It's so bad when you know so many people who, I wasn't bad. That was the negative.
Yeah, most of them telling us what to do every day.
Yeah, they are. LaRoche on with the walk. And we segue somewhat smoothly, or not. The Southwest Airlines not-stoppable play. Some good defense. Segura. There's Rabamas Ramirez. Hard charging. A bare-hand pick. Throw out Anthony Rendon in the first. Robani Gallardo right there to snag that line drive. And then Carlos Gomez up against the wall. Seen that movie a few times.
Yeah. Well, you talk to Gomez. He'd just soon do that than hit a home run.
Yeah.
He loves taking away extra base hits, robbing home runs.
Be deflating to the other team, and Gomez has taken away a lot of extra base hits, home runs. There's Ryan Zimmerman to right center field, and that is out of here. It just cleared the wall, and this game is tied.
Yeah, just like that, right on a pitch away. Well, that's the first time we've seen Zimmerman do that in this series. First home run, but he has hammered the baseball to the opposite field. You have to be so careful working away to this guy. As they slided and stayed up in the strike zone, even with him standing way off the plate, handles that pitch very well and drops one in the first row. Well, walk home run, we're all tied up.
You know what? Lack with that throwing arm, he makes up for in other ways, including his bat. Zimmerman ties the game, and here's Bryce Harper. He singled in the second. Gallardo in that last start gave up the 3 home runs to St. Louis, but in the 6 previous to that, gave up none.
Yeah, he's only given up now 15 home runs. That's not bad at all. Oh boy. Fewer hits and innings pitched coming in today, and able to throw a lot of strikes, and he has been able to manage his pitch count much better.
Facing Bryce Harper now, who is 5 for 8 in the series. This ball misses. 2-1. See the modest numbers for Harper. Watching off the DL at the end of June. So you figure those power numbers are going to go up. First Oakland starts tomorrow. although he did leave the park Friday night. 9th inning homer, but fortunately that was all the damage that the Nats did in that final inning as Francisco Rodriguez finished off the game and Brewers victory.
Most of the hits that he's got in this series have come on fastballs. Giovanni threw a good curveball to him to get even the count.
He will strike him out. Out number 1. Strikeout number 5 for Gallardo here this afternoon.
So those off-speed pitches, the curveballs, changeups, those are types of things that when you haven't been playing a lot, you've been sitting out on the disabled list, or in Ricky Weeks' case, just not getting a lot of playing time. Those are the pitches that give you the most trouble. You don't see many of those in batting practice.
Here's Ian Desmond. RBI single in the second. Desmond now 3 for 9 in the series. He's driven in 3 runs. In the air, right center. Braun with room. Plenty of room. 2 men out. A walk to Adam LaRoche. 2-run homer from Ryan Zimmerman. Since then, Gallardo has bounced back. Struck out Harper. Got Desmond to fly lazily to right.
And just made that one bad pitch, the hanging slider, to a guy that loves to pitch away from him. Now, a lot of guys are going to roll over on that, maybe pop it up, but Zimmerman, like most good hitters, Ryan Braun, Lucroy, guys like that, they're going to get on top of that pitch and just drive it to the opposite field. It separates guys like that from most.
Jose Lobaton to the plate. Gets into one to right field. Braun will have to play it off the wall. Lobaton on his way to second. And a 2-out stand-up double for the Nationals catcher.
Well, good news with that is that the pitcher's coming up. Stammen not going to pinch hit. They need extended innings out of Stammen, so it's going to be the pitcher to get an at-bat. There's a fastball out over the plate up in the strike zone, and Lobaton drives it off that wall and right.
There's Lobaton, the runner at second with 2 men out. Craig Stammen, who is getting his 6th at-bat this season.
Long relievers that get some at-bats.
Yep. That's the situation that Stammen is in today, as Gonzalez went just 3 1/3. Nationals have tied this game in the bottom of the 4th. 2-run homer from Ryan Zimmerman. Fastball missed, 1-1 the count. Did not check. Bill Miller, the crew chief, over at first. So Stammen offered, so it's 1-2. Another that could be a tough play. Lucroy pounces and is unable to get in at first. Stammen is on, runners at first and third.
And now that brings up the top of the order. Boy, what a big play that is. And Lucroy didn't really have a chance to hesitate. He had to grab it, spin around, and make the throw at the same time. A little bit off the mark. Stammen able to make contact, forced the Brewers to come up with a good play. Not able to do it. Arm drop, pulled Reynolds off the bag. Now Span coming up with the runners at the corners.
Well, we'll see if the Brewers can get out of this. Span 1 for 2. He singled to left his last trip. See, he has had quite the series. And that gets by Lucroy. Here comes Lobaton, and the Nationals take the lead.
You don't see that very often. Lucroy behind home plate. Been very good at keeping pitches in front of him. The curveball get away from enough to allow Lobaton to score. So an infield hit by the pitcher, a wild pitch, and the Washington Nationals able to take the lead.
Pitching coach Rick Kranitz out there. A 3-run inning here for Washington. Stammen, the runner at second. The 1-0 pitch coming to Denard Span. That's downstairs. Quickly things can change. Brewers with good aggressive base running. The Nationals showing some power, and then a chopper out in front of the plate turns into a base hit. The runner scores from third on a wild pitch. So we'll lift that out of play. Hit safely in 13 of his last 14 games. About 340 in that stretch. The National League leaders, multi-hit games, doubles. Good, solid leadoff hitter for this Nationals club. Balls, 1 strike. See that routine that Spain goes through. Now he is ready, as is Gallardo.
Pitch. Curveball and a 3-1 count. I'm looking for that one.
Gallardo with 79 pitches, and then you see how busy he has been in this inning. Full count to Span. To second. Gobbled up by Weeks. Inning over. A good 4th inning for the Nationals as they scored 3. It's 4-3 Washington.
D.C. Nationals with a 4-3 lead over the Brewers. Time to check in with the crew in the community. Beyond the Diamond is a series of community outreach events that will take place each month during the season, all of which involve partnering with Brewers Community Foundation, players and coaches, Brewer wives, alumni, and team personnel working in the community. The community events will be funded in part by Brewers Community Foundation and focus on the areas of health, education, recreation, and basic needs.
All right, Telly, thank you very much as we move on here as the Brewers now back into catch-up mode. The Nationals scored 3 times in the bottom of the 4th. Now have a 4-3 lead. The Brewers will send the 3, 4, and 5 hitters against Craig Stammen. There's Ryan Braun when he's at the plate. And a good day for Mr. Braun. Aggressive on the bases. See how he starts off this top half of the 5th. Single, a stolen base for Braun. He's on the run at second. So he pops this one into foul territory, carries out a play.
And not much foul territory in this ballpark.
Oh, there is.
Very limited, which helps the hitters in that regard. I mean, the power alley is very deep. Center field takes a pretty good shot to get it out of here, but hitters are able to stay alive on foul balls just like that. That's an out in most ballparks, or a lot of ballparks, I should say.
Braun will lift one to center. Routine for Denard Span. Out number 1. Stammen came on in relief of Gio Gonzalez. Just 3 1/3. 30th appearance this year for Stammen, and here's Aramis Ramirez. Ramirez 1 for 2. Took a good play from Rendon to retire him in the first. So 0 for 1. Correct myself. Walked and scored in the 3rd.
And Brewers had back-to-back walks in the 3rd inning. Braun, Ramirez, both of them scoring. Brewers have shown pretty good patience today.
Good job getting that pitch count up to Gio Gonzalez.
Making him work.
Yes, sir.
It's a tremendous pitching staff. The bullpen's very good, particularly the back end of this bullpen for Washington. Got a guy out there in the mound that can eat up some innings for you.
Overall, it's the best staff in terms of ERA. Bullpen second best. Strike 3 call. Two men out here in the 5th. As promised earlier in the broadcast, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to hashtag WisFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Nice little happy fan. Here's Jonathan Lucroy.
They both look happy, didn't they?
Yeah. Leslie and Friend.
Looked like they got to the ballpark early.
Strike to Jonathan Lucroy. Lucroy walked in the 2nd inning, but picked up an RBI in the 3rd on a tapper back toward the mound. We're talking about Braun at the top of the inning. He was at 2nd running on the pitch. Tapper back to the mound. Lucroy was retired. Braun kept coming all the way around to score. 45th RBI of the year for Lucroy.
Lucroy and Gomez both have RBIs today that you're not going to get very often.
Ryan Braun doing some nice running out there when he's been on base. Ground ball by the mound, but Rendon is there. It is a 1-2-3 inning for Craig Stammen in the Washington Nationals. 4-3 the Nats. The Brewers 4-3. Fox Sports Supports is proud to collaborate with Stand Up to Cancer, a groundbreaking initiative created to accelerate innovative cancer research that gets new therapies to patients quickly in order to save lives now. For more information, visit foxsportssupports.com. Anthony Rendon will lead things off. 2, 3, and 4. Nationals with that 3-run fourth hit a magic number, at least for them. See if the Brewers can turn that around. They score 4, which they have done 4+, which they have done 46 times. 143 of them.
Yeah, that's not bad. That tells you how good their pitching is. Now let's buck that trend today.
Absolutely.
What do you say?
Time to turn that around. One and one to Rendon. Mayodo out in front of the ball, 2 strikes. Nationals in the fourth got a 2-run homer from Ryan Zimmerman. There's a Lobaton double. Moved over the third on an infield hit, scored on a wild pitch. Fly ball hit into center. Calling for it is Gomez. Out number 1. They're trying to settle back into a groove here.
Could be his last inning. He's due up 4th in the 6th inning. And we'll see how it works out. But pitch count at 85, not too bad a shape. But he's got the middle of this order to deal with at this point.
Jason Worth.
He These are the guys that have pretty much done all the damage. Once you get by Worth, this is the group that has given Giovanni the most trouble, starting with him.
Tough day so far for Worth. Struck out a couple of times. Look at Ryan Zimmerman. Big fly in the last inning. Work with the 2 strikeouts. Gallardo has fanned 5 through the first 4 1/3. Smacked to second. Weeks is there. 2 outs. Adam LaRoche to the plate. Singleton scored in the second. Walked and scored in the fourth. The count. Top of the 7th at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees lead the Reds 2-1. Pirates and Rockies tied at 3 through 6.
Yankees looking to sweep that series.
Yes, they are.
Reds are on their way to Milwaukee after that game.
Weeks playing shallow right there, and the alignment to throw to first, not in time. Adam LaRoche, 2-out base runner for Washington.
Boy, that's a long throw.
It is.
He was not only deep on the grass and had to angle back toward the gap, and by the time he gets there and sets himself, no chance to get him. LaRoche beats that one easily. If Ricky's in his normal spot, it's probably a base hit anyway.
That's with 8 hits in the game. One of them from Zimmerman. That 2-run blast his last trip. So Gallardo now at 92 pitches. Keep his team within a run in the bottom of the 5th. .3 career record Gallardo has against the Nats. This is his 10th start all time against him. Cut there, 2-1.
Yeah, slider on 2-0. Ordinarily, you would try and just put the fastball in the outside corner to a guy when you're down the count 2-0. But that's not advisable with Zimmerman. He likes it out there.
Talked about it last night. How far off the plate he will settle in. He can still go and get it. Go outer half. To Segura. Force at second. Leaning over. Runs a hit. 1 left. Brewers down 1. They'll start with Chris Davis as we move on to the 6th inning here in Washington. 4-3. The Nationals lead the Brewers.
inning, and it's the Brewers' fourth free T-shirt Friday of 2014 on Friday, July 25th, when the Brewers take on the Mets. Call 414-902-4000 to go to Brewers.com today to make sure you receive your free Brewers T-shirt, courtesy of Quick Trip.
Chris Davis leading off the sixth. There's Craig Stammen. Came in the fourth inning in relief of Gio Gonzalez. Stammen worked an inning on Friday night. 2 outings prior, he got knocked around. He went a third against the Phillies, gave up a couple of runs, 2/3 of an inning. And prior to that, there's a fly ball hit in the right, and that is run down by Jason Worth at number 1.
You got to dig pretty deep to find one of these Nationals relievers with bad numbers. They've all got pretty good stats. I'm running out there with earned run averages in the 2s, if not below, and they do attack the strike zone. They don't mess around too much, and I think a little bit of it has to do with this ballpark. I mean, that ball that Chris Davis just hit, I mean, that's off the wall at Miller Park, if not out. This is a good pitcher's park. You can't be aggressive here. Not sure where you feel like you can be aggressive when you're on the mound.
Mark Reynolds singled to left in the second inning. Put in the air, right side. Rendon takes charge. 2 outs. Two outs and the base is empty here in the 6th for Gene Segura. Reached both times. Getting that double in the 4th to left center. Shortens up and takes a strike.
Interesting to see what Renegade does if Gallardo's spot doesn't come up here. You might see him go back out for the 6th in hopes that he gets through the 6th. So he doesn't have to burn a reliever.
Silver linings last night is that they didn't have to burn the bullpen as much as maybe they might have had not Marco Estrada been available to be the long man. That was Zach Duke we were looking at warming up as Segura takes strike 3 called. Inning over, another 1-2-3 inning for Craig Stammen, and the score remains 4-3 the Nats.
6th inning in this ball game. And yesterday, Ron Renicky had to go to his bullpen extremely early after Matt Garza was only able to get one out. And that's the type of game that can really bust a bullpen wide open, especially when you have a lot of games in a row. But fortunately, Marco Estrada was able to come in, eat up a lot of innings, and Ron Renicky said earlier today that helped this team out tremendously because, once again, he has a full-strength bullpen, and that includes Will Smith, who was dealing with back spasms but feels a lot better and could be available if needed today, guys.
I tell you, in a close ball game, again, Brewers involved with today.
Yeah, how would Ron Renicky have eaten up 5 2/3 before Marco Estrada went to the bullpen? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that would have been
a much different story today. Had a bunch of 1-2 inning guys in that bullpen, and Marco taken out of the rotation, making room for Jimmy Nelson. And the Brewers have their long man now, and not a bad one.
Bryce Harper leading off the bottom of the 6th. He is on with a walk. Leadoff man aboard for the Nationals. Renicky and pitching coach Rick Kranitz looking on. Trying to keep this game close. Here's Ian Desmond. In the 4th. It's giving the Nationals this 1-run lead.
Yeah, Harper will run. He was on the DL with a thumb injury. That doesn't affect his speed. He can run a little bit.
He can. It's
keep an eye on him.
Stay away from or ignore the lack of stolen base stats this year. He just hasn't been out there a lot. 11 steals last year. 18 as a rookie. He's capable, and bottom line is he can run. He can move. It's the 0-1. Desmond, an RBI single to right to the 2nd inning and a fly ball to right to the 4th. And Harper tried to go back and just a little short of the bag at first.
Yeah, running in place. Tried to get back, fell down, and he's an easy out.
Not the kind of highlight you want to make, but you see that a few times.
I don't think they're going to ask for a review on that one.
No, I think Matt Williams will just let that one go. The Brewers say thank you very much. Base is empty and 1 out. The 2-1 count to Ian Desmond. Ramirez. 2 men out. Well, the trying to give his team 6 innings of work here today.
And Ron Mattingly desperately wants Giovanni to be able to get through this inning. He leads off the next. Go to a pinch hitter, bring in Zach Duke. Things would work out nicely for the skipper for the Brewers if he's able to do that.
Jose Lobaton doubled in the 4th. He eventually scored on a wild pitch. He was able to advance on a infield single off the bat of Craig Stammen that went all of about 15 feet. And Lobaton scored on a wild pitch.
And we've seen some terrific base running in this game.
We have. Ryan Braun has put on a pretty good show and hustle. Stealing the base, coming around from second. On the move on the pitch. Scored on a tapper back toward the mound.
Gene Segura.
He scored on a drawn-in infield, a ground ball to short.
Hey, when you're not swinging the bats and scoring runs, you have to be creative. You have to take some risks.
Yeah.
And the Brewers have been rewarded for risk-taking today.
That term manufacturing runs, the Brewers have been able to do that a little bit today. Hopefully they have more in them. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the catcher, Jose Lobaton. Going in his 45th game this year. First start this weekend. Scott Hairston on deck. But this inning is over as Lobaton goes down swinging, and a 1-2-3-6 from Giovanni Gallardo. Move to the 7th, 4-3 Washington. The Nationals lead the Brewers 4-3. Giovanni Gallardo getting a 1-2-3 inning. Here's a look at what's on tap, presented by Miller Lite. Big series. Reds come to town. Matt Latos and Willie Peralta tomorrow. Homer Bailey, Jimmy Nelson on Tuesday, and then Wednesday afternoon, Mike Leake and Kyle Loesch. Get things going tomorrow at 6:30 on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Brian Anderson returning, by the way. The call tomorrow night. In fact, you can see BA on America's pregame. Fox Sports 1 tomorrow at 5 Central.
Making a cameo, is he?
He is. He's coming back.
Putting him to work. Good for him.
Private jet ready for him.
Yeah.
Come back. Drew Storen now on the mound. Craig Stammen was very good, and now Drew Storen gets his turn.
Yeah, Storen pitched a scoreless inning that included a strikeout back on Friday. Outstanding numbers. Former closer for the Nationals. 37th appearance for Storen. Look at his earned run average, 1.16. And a 2-1 record.
He will face Lyle Overbay. The day is done for Giovanni Gallardo. Lyle Overbay The pinch hitting role, pretty good. Like more than pretty good. 6 for 12. See if he can start off in a good way here in the top half of the 7th. Greg Stammen pitched 2 2/3 innings and gave up nothing. Striking out 2 along the way.
Yeah, he looked good, didn't he?
He really did.
Didn't mess around. Didn't walk anybody.
Over base, sends it to left. Bryce Harper toward the line, and he will make the catch up against the sidewall. Nice play. Out number 1 here at the top of the 7th.
It was important to get that leadoff hitter on, or if you're a Brewer, you got to get that leadoff hitter aboard. A nice leaping catch right in front of the rail for Bryce Harper. They're out number 1.
Be electrifying, as can he, Carlos Gomez.
What were you doing when you were 21?
Not playing big league ball.
Right.
In college, goofing off.
Yeah, right. He was 19 years old when he got here, right?
Yeah. Drafted at age 17, came up and Rookie of the Year a couple years back.
Amazing.
All the hype. You see somebody, you take a look, 6'3", almost 230. You expect to see it all right now. I've seen a lot from him already, but you figure
he's got an amazing amount of ability.
Yes, he does.
It's just whether he's going to be able to make the adjustments that are going to be necessary for him to make to have a long career, and how good can he be? That's the big question.
A lot of bright young stars in this game, and he's one of them. You just want to keep him healthy and get him producing the kind of numbers that they believe he can produce. Pitch in, a ball, 2 strikes to Gomez. Storen with a ball, 2 strikes to Gomez. The usual big cut from Carlos. Looking for his first hit today. He was 3 for 11 in the series. Him out. Second time Gomez has gone down on strikes. 2 up and 2 down.
And locates the fastball well, 92, 93 miles an hour, and then he'll throw that one at you, the slider, off the plate, and Gomez waves at it.
It was the 8th strikeout for Nationals pitching here today. Ricky Weeks down on strikes a couple of times. As a matter of fact, the second time he did, it was against Gonzalez. That was career strikeout number 1,000 for the Nationals starting pitcher today. Strike to Ricky. Brewers took a 3-1 lead into the bottom of the 4th, but the Nationals put 3 on the board. Bottom half of that inning, and that's where we are now with 2 men out, nobody on in the 7th. Weeks making his first start since June 26th against the Rockies. Former Stanford Cardinal, Bruce Storen. First round pick in the 2009 draft, 10th overall selection.
That's a nasty slider right there, almost as if it stops as it gets to home plate and then drops. Like that Bugs Bunny pitch. It's like it's on a string. That's right. Comes in, kind of looks like it slows down and then drops off the table. That's a good pitch.
1-2 the count. Trying to get something going here. Overbay as a pinch hitter. A fly out. Gomez a strikeout. And a 2-2 count to Weeks. He stays in there. .47 average for Weeks at the moment. He's gone deep 3 times. He's moving in 16. That is back up the middle and a base hit. 2-out single for Ricky Weeks.
There you go. Got a fastball. Was able to lay off some sliders off the plate. Got a pitch that he liked and keeps the inning alive. Brings up Ryan Braun. Maybe get a hold of one and take the lead.
Sounds like a plan. Here comes Ryan. Ashfield Clinic's shining moments of base running, which has included in a big way Ryan Braun. He was breaking from second on the pitch, came all the way around to score. That was a little tapper back toward the mound. Carlos Gomez with the infield in, grounding out to Ian Desmond, but Gene Segura busting home on the throw.
Neither one of them close. Ryan Braun scored without a throw, and LaRoche's throw not even close.
Good, fun, aggressive baseball. Let's see if Ryan Braun can get into one here against Drew Storen. Works him away for ball 1. On homered last night, a 2-run shot in the 8th.
Storen's allowed only 1 home run this year. This relief corps does not allow too many long balls.
Chet Weeks back to first. With a steal in 3 attempts. .1-0 to Braun. Weeks is running. Pitch is taken, and Weeks has second. I mentioned Ramos is really good. Lobaton isn't bad, but if you're going to choose a catcher to run on, it would be Lobaton, and Weeks gets the base.
Well, and that, in fact, the Storen takes a while to get rid of. He's got that leg kick, and Weeks able to steal the bag. The throw bounced. Good play by Rendon to keep it in the infield, or Ricky would have been at third base. You can't block home plate. You can certainly attempt to block second base to see where Rendon's leg was, right in front of the bag.
It was.
Ricky slid right into it. You go in feet first. That's the last time he'd do that. Get a leg full of cleat.
That's exactly right. Now let's see if Braun can pick him up. Runner in scoring position. A 3-0 count now to Ryan Braun.
I figure he's got the green light, but typically Braun does not like to swing on 3-0. Some guys do, some guys don't.
Ramos Ramirez on deck. Takes a look at it for strike one, does Braun.
Doesn't do it much. Swing 3-0.
See, the Brewers have had some aggressive base running, but overall, runners in scoring position. Be a good time to get that second hit in such a situation. Instead, they'll set the table for Aramis Ramirez. Ball 4 to Ryan Braun. He walks for the second time today.
Didn't really want to challenge Braun there, did they?
No, he did not.
They gave him a pitch to hit on 3-0, but you know, 3-1 pitch, not even close.
Fourth walk given up by Nationals pitching today. One of them to this man right here, Aramis Ramirez, back in the third. He eventually scored. That is ripped foul. Two men on, two men out at the top of the seventh in a one-run game with the Nationals leading. Got all these close games. Here's another one. The Brewers are 15-11 in one-run games. One and one.
And how good was Ramirez in the month of April in these situations?
He was as close to automatic as you could get.
Yeah.
Started out with 7 for 11, 8 for 11. It was just crazy good numbers. There's a tapper to third. Zimmerman charging, and the inning is over for the Brewers. They threat, but no more as they are turned back. Ground ball to third. We are through 6 1/2. Nationals holding on to a 4-3 lead, and we'll keep it right here at Nationals Park. Playing of God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us as we honor our great country with a performance of God Bless America. Ladies and gentlemen, D.C., Washington.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean's wide and foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my
DrivesChevy.com. Go bottom of the seventh. 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Nationals. 3-5-0 for the Brewers, who had a little threat going top half of the inning, but could not cash in. And now Zach Duke comes in relief of Giovanni Gallardo.
Has been unscored upon in his last 10 appearances. And Zach last pitched on Friday against these Nationals. Retired the only 2 batters that he faced, Adam LaRoche and Ryan Zimmerman. Got a pinch hitter to deal with. They start the 7th. More strikeouts in innings pitched for Duke. 49 punch-outs in 38 2/3 innings.
Scott Hairston is that pinch hitter. Into the 9th spot in the order for the Nationals. Hairston came in such a roll last night. Stings one but foul at third. Members of the family get into the big leagues, including Jerry, who was a Brewer. Traded just before the deadline. 2011 season for the Nats to the Brewers.
Hey, what an impact he made, huh?
25 games or so.
Played a lot. Remember, Ricky Weeks was on the disabled list. Filled in at second, third base.
1-2 the count. And Zach Duke gets himself a strikeout right away. Out number 1 here in the bottom half of the 7th.
Not only is Zach Duke effective against left-handers, but right-handers have had a tough time with him as well. There's a slider, a back foot job, and John and Luke were able to keep it in front of him.
Going to face a left-hander right now is Zach Duke. See, it has been a struggle for left-handed hitters against Zach. Faces Denard Span right now. First pitch swinging and fouled out of play. Gallardo goes 6, gives up 4 runs, all earned, struck out 6, 8 hits. Turns it over now to the bullpen to keep it close. Span 1 for 3 today. Single to left in the third. And the ground balls in between. Short to the first, to the second, and the fourth. The scoreboard watching here. The Reds and Yankees tied at 2 as they move to the top of the 9th at Yankee Stadium. Pirates lead the Rockies 5-3, top of the 8th. Cardinals wrapping up their series with the Dodgers tonight in St. Louis and going for the sweep. Balls, 1 strike. Fastball is away, and then Denard Span is on.
And the Brewers take on the NL Central again. That's Monday through Wednesday this week as the Brew Crew takes on the Cincinnati Reds. Call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com for tickets.
Third walk issued by the Brewers pitchers today. Gallardo gave up a couple in his 6 innings of work. Here's Anthony Rendon. Two fly balls and a ground ball to third. That's been Rendon's day so far.
Ron Renneke showing a lot of confidence in Zach to get these two right-handers out. Rendon, Worth, and then Adam LaRoche, a left-hander. No right-hander even throwing in the bullpen.
Rendon 1 for 12 in this series. Well, he has to go down and get it. 1-1.
Rob Wooten just now starting to throw.
Has faced, as you look at Rob Wooten, no one has faced Zach Duke just once. But a base hit against him. There's a little tapper up along third, and Ramirez is the only thing he could do there. Let it roll foul. One and two the count to the Nationals' second baseman.
You would think this would be a time for Denard Span maybe to try and steal a base. He really hadn't looked to steal much in this series.
Well, he hasn't. Comes in with 16 swipes and 18 tries. Here's the 1-out runner at first. Mark Reynolds holds him on. And a miss.
That breaking ball right there. Big sweeper getting Rendon. He looked bad on that swing. That's a nasty bite to it on that back foot slider.
Duke has struck out 2 here in the inning. Jason Worth, he's had a quiet day. 2 strikeouts and a ground ball to second in the 5th. Now Span is running. The pitch is hit to center. Gomez will have to play it on a bounce as Denard Span will scoot to third. Runners at first and third with 2 out of the 7th.
Brewers playing that outfield deep. They're trying to take away the extra base hit. The only thing that would have scored Span with 2 outs. Gomez not able to get there. Different outfield philosophy than that of the Washington Nationals in this series.
Yeah, they bring him in.
They've been playing very shallow throughout the entire series.
There's Adam LaRoche for the Nationals. Was hitless in the first 2 games of this series, but has reached all 3 times today. 2 singles and a walk. There's a ground ball to Weeks. And it's a scoreless inning for Zach Duke. The runs a hit, 2 left. Jonathan Lucroy will try to get things started for the Brewers as they come calling in the 8th. Nationals leading 4-3. DC. Brewers trying to pull out a comeback win here tonight or today. Now at FoxSportsWisconsin.com, view photos for the weekend series against the Nationals. Review our Packers training camp series and check out the best pictures for the last 7 days in our photos of the week. FoxSportsWisconsin.com. Fourth pitcher of the day here for the Nationals as Tyler Clippard comes on.
Yeah, the changeup specialist. Clippard, a former closer for the Nationals. They've got two guys that were former closers. You saw one of them, Storin, and now Clippard. 44th appearance, a 2.03 earned run average, and look at the strikeouts, 53 strikeouts in just 40 innings of work, and he's only allowed the 2 home runs.
You mentioned that role as a closer a couple years back when Storin was injured. Clippard had 32 saves and 37 chances. We will face Jonathan Lucroy to start the top of the 8th. In that run in the 3rd inning, Ryan Braun came around to score. On the change, Lucroy does not get it. 1-1.
He throws a lot of them. Got a good change up from the right side. A straight change up.
Balls, 1 strike. Lucroy, Davis, and Reynolds here in the 8th for the Brewers. Another game of this series. Milwaukee winning on Friday night. Nationals last night. Nationals lead at the moment. Storin falls behind the Brewers catcher, 3-1. Out of play.
And looking fastball, got it, then fouled it back. A little bit up, a little bit out of the zone, but Lucroy had a pretty good pitch to hit.
Goodness today, but has the best road batting average in the National League. He and Gomez are 1-2. Lucroy came in 355 away from Miller Park. Here's the 3-2. That is hit in the air to left. Over goes Harper, and that will carry out of play. Gonzalez started, followed by Craig Stammen, Drew Storin, and now Tyler Clippard, the 4th pitcher of the day for the Nats. And the 3-2. Lucroy is out on strikes.
Townsend with a fastball, got it in on his hands and threw it right by him. Clippard was not gonna walk Lucroy and got one inner half. Jonathan had some pretty good pitches to hitting at bat.
Did.
Just missed them.
National staff now has 9 strikeouts this afternoon. Chris Davis has a hit in 3 trips. On the change, he will swing and miss, 0-1. For the second time the young career of Chris Davis that he is facing Tyler Clippard. This ball swung on and missed, 0-2. is a stellar Nationals bullpen. Brewers have their work cut out for them. There's Will Smith. Two-strike pitch. Out of play.
It's been fastball changeup for Tyler Clippard. Not going to throw much else. And both pitches fairly straight. It's all about the velocity.
They say he went around.
And just as you say that, he throws the slider.
There it is.
Fastballs, change-ups, and then drops the slider in the dirt. And a good block by Lobaton behind home plate.
Clippard has faced two. He has struck out two here in the 8th inning. Well, Mark Reynolds will step in. Singled to left back in the second. Sets popped up a couple of times. Brewers with 2 runs in the third, 1 in the fourth. Nationals with a run in the second and 3 in the fourth. Nothing but 0 since. Reynolds will lift it out of play. Ball is strike to the Brewers' first baseman, Mark Reynolds. A tough customer.
Threw that one up in his eyes. A good pitch to hit, but he doesn't throw many sliders. You can't go up there and look for it.
The 1-2. Held up. Reynolds with that replay here.
Got a break.
Close.
Yep, could have rung him up.
Will Miller, crew chief, first base umpire today. Reynolds with that first inning single. Snapped an 0 for 13 slide. He has worked the count full against Tyler Clippard. Segura waits on deck. Here's the payoff. We'll do it again. It's 2008, and you're looking at is 199 home runs. Active players that span Fielder, Dunn, Pujols, and Miguel Cabrera. One with more. Only players with more. And Tyler Clippard here in the 8th strikes out the side. It's Lucroy, Davis, and Mark Reynolds. Out of the 8th we go. 4-3 Washington. All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Will Smith, first time we've seen him here in the series, and he's out of the mound right now for the Crew.
Yeah, good to see him back and at it. Back spasms kept him out of Friday and Saturday. Of course, we don't know about yesterday because it was not needed, but Smith last pitched on Sunday against the Cardinals, tossed a scoreless inning. Gave up a hit and a strikeout. He had a bit of a bump in the road. He's allowed runs in 3 straight appearances. He's got that earned run average just a little bit over 3.
Yeah, that's where you and BA talk about how ERAs can be deceiving, because he had been right around 1 or sub 1 for a good portion of the season. Gave up the real damaging outing was against the Phillies. He was charged with 5 runs in that game. Not retiring anyone. Zimmerman will lead things off, and he's had one of the big shots here of this game, a 2-run homer in the 4th. That is ripped, knocked down by Ramirez, and he will not be able to get him. That was a shot to Aramis, and then Reynolds trying to stretch out.
Doing the splits. Look out. Yeah, it's easy to get down doing that, but very difficult to get back up. Pulling the old Cecil Cooper. You don't see many guys do this anymore. Ouch. And might have stretched something. One of a dozen different things he could have hurt. That was a rope. Zimmerman getting down that line in pretty good shape.
An infield single for Ryan Zimmerman. His second hit of the ball game. There's Bryce Harper. Reached twice. Single in the second. Walked in the 6th. Was picked off.
The difference in the game right now is a wild pitch.
Back in the 4th inning that scored Jose Lobaton. So a leadoff infield single for Zimmerman. 0-1 to Bryce Harper. Series for the Nationals left fielder. 5 hits this weekend against the Crew.
Oh boy.
5 for 9. Homered on Friday. Made a nice catch in foul territory earlier this afternoon.
He's still trying to get back into the swing of it, not just at the plate, but in the field. Base running mistake.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, when he was picked off, trying to get back to the bag and slipped. Picked it up about 5 or 6 feet short of the bag. Reynolds was able to, in service fashion, apply the tag. 4-3 lead for Harper and the Nationals right now, a 2-2 count. Where is the closer? Phil Soriano warming up in the Nationals bullpen. Time, the Brewers trying to keep this to just a 1-run deficit. Harper goes down swinging for the 2nd time this afternoon.
It was interesting to watch Harper before that pitch came. He moves up about a foot in the box before Will Smith delivered that baseball, trying to get a better look at the breaking pitch, but still struck out on the breaking ball. That's something you see all that often. Check him out. You see him inch up. Lucroy has to creep up a little bit, but still swings and misses at the breaking pitch.
1 out, 1 on for Ian Desmond. Desmond with an RBI single back in the second.
Yeah, he'll do that from time to time, but really he won't do it like right before a pitch is thrown and when he's already got 2 strikes on him.
One orthodox.
Yeah, get a guy out there that throws a lot of breaking pitches or change-ups or doesn't have a lot of velocity. Once in a while you'll move up in the box a little bit to be able to get that breaking pitch before it breaks too much. That's what Harper was thinking, but didn't work for him.
Frustrating at bat for him, but good news for the Brewers. Be able to take care of Harper. Back to the dugout he goes with a glare.
Doesn't look happy, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Barely blinking.
I guess that's your game face.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. Intense play. And a good one. And Desmond strikes out, but it gets by Lucroy, or
yeah, he's out.
He's out there. Thank you.
He's out. First base is occupied, but
brain cramp there.
Zimmerman able to get to second base.
Yep.
It's going to be a wild pitch.
First I thought he might have gotten a piece of it, but obviously not. So 2 men out. And Zimmerman to second.
Wild pitch, yep. That puts a man in scoring position.
And now here comes Rick Kranitz as Jose Lobaton will be the hitter.
Yeah, Lobaton a switch hitter. Espinoza pinch hitter on deck. First base is open, but I think they go right after Lobaton here.
Lobaton today with a double. He has scored what at the moment is the difference run in the game. Scored in the wild pitch back in the 4th. Smith giving up an infield single, but he has struck out Harper and Desmond. As Lobaton down a strike.
Pulled the string on him with a changeup. Don't see Smith throw too many changeup, but that was an effective location for it.
Brewers pitchers have recorded 10 strikeouts, 2 for Smith here in the bottom of the 8th. And Zimmerman, the runner at second. Smith ready with a 1-2. Fastball missed upstairs. Washington, bottom of the 8th. 2 outs, 1 on. Another strikeout for Smith. And Lucroy will apply the tag, inning over. No runs, 1 hit, 9 left. Go to the 9th. Soriano is on. Brewers go after him. We move to the ninth inning here in Washington as the Nationals lead the Brewers 4-3. Nationals bullpen very good. Some positional changes here. Anthony Rendon moves from second to third. Danny Espinosa in the lineup now. He'll play second. And on the mound is the closer, Rafael Soriano.
How about that earned run average? A .97 earned run average. Soriano has only allowed 4 runs this year. His 38th game, 22 out of 24 in saves, averaging almost a strikeout per innings pitched, and has allowed just the 1 home run.
197 career saves. There's that routine where when he completes the save, the shirt is untucked. The Brewers are going to try to prevent that from happening. Gene Segura will lead things off. The difference in the game to this point, a 3-run 4th inning for the Nats. Since then, neither team has been able to scratch. Eight, 9, and 1 in the order here for Milwaukee. Segura doubled and scored in the 4th. Struck out his last trip. Scooter Gennett on deck. Segura in the air. Backpedaling. LaRoche out number 1. Three of the last 4 years, this man has recorded 40+ saves. Now he'll square off against Scooter Gennett. Pinch hitter, Scooter is 2 for 8, including a homer.
Yeah, homered here on Friday.
Against Steven Strasburg. This is ripped into right field, a base hit.
There's something, isn't it? Quick hands. Soriano tried to slip a fastball by him on the inner half of the plate, and Gennett able to drop the hands on it and shoot it into right field. Well, Gennett had to leave Friday's game, or I should say yesterday's game, with a sore leg. That's why they're pinch running for him.
And Logan Schaefer will come in for Scooter Gennett. Comes off the bench and it's a pinch single. So a tying run at first.
Shea with great speed. Let's see if the Brewers want to be aggressive. Of course, they have the top of the order coming up.
4-3 Nationals. Gomez has had just one at bat against Soriano. 0 for 1. Segura popped out to begin the inning. Scooter Gennett, a pitch single to right.
Nationals outfield extremely deep. About as deep as we've seen him in 3 games. Trying to cut off those gaps, keep Schaefer from scoring on a double.
We talked about it throughout the weekend how shallow that group plays, but not now. Gomez able to check. 3-0 the count.
He's able to hold up.
Rio pitch coming. And he takes a look at ball 4. So it's getting very interesting here at Nationals Park. 1 out and runners at first and second.
Good patience by Carlos Gomez. Ordinarily in these spots, he's very aggressive and trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark, but able to take his walk. So the go-ahead run at first. You got great speed on the bases. And now the Nationals infield has to come in just a little bit. Still protecting to make sure that Gomez doesn't score. They're still deep, but not as deep.
Weeks single to center back in the 7th. That's in there for strike 1. The Brewers collectively have not had a lot of at-bats against Soriano. Weeks has faced him twice and has struck out twice. The 0-1. Make it 0-2.
Cutter, slider, whatever you want to call it. Good pitch on the outside corner.
No balls, 2 strikes to Ricky Weeks. Chase 1-2. Schaefer pitch running, and he's at second. Carlos Gomez at first. Weeks stays alive.
Able just to get a piece of that high fastball. Soriano only 92 miles an hour, so he's not going to blow it by you. Protect against that slider and still able to get a piece of the fastball. That's what Ricky just did.
And again, the 1-2. Got more help today from the Yankees. They beat the Reds to sweep the series. 3-2 today's final. Pirates beat the Rockies 5-3. Weeks at the plate. And Ryan Braun on deck. There's Logan Schaefer off the bag at second. Back up the middle and a base hit to center. Here comes Schaefer being waved in, and this game is tied.
There you go, Ricky. That away. Well, Scooter Gennett with a base hit, the walk, and now a base hit by Ricky Weeks on a 2-strike pitch. And now the Brewers a base hit away from taking the lead. That was a hanger. The slider hung up there, and Ricky stays right on it and bangs it into center field. Remember, we talked about the outfield being a little bit deeper with one out and a man on, and because of that, Schaefer able to score without a throw.
Runners at first and second. Ricky Weeks with a game-tying RBI single. LeBron at second. Weeks at first.
Well, only the 5th run allowed by Soriano this year, right?
Exactly. One at the plate. Gomez at second. Weeks at first, and a foul out of play.
And the guys you want up are coming up. Braun, Ramirez, Lucroy.
Just one out here in the 9th. So Ramos Ramirez on deck. Brewers in comeback mode in inning number 9. Segura started by popping out. Had a pinch single, a walk to Gomez, and Weeks an RBI single to center.
Now the Brewers have Rob Wooten and K-Rod up in the bullpen now. Brewers take the lead. They're going to bring in Frankie. Wooten's been throwing. He's ready. K-Rod's hoping he gets a chance.
Runners are going. Pitch swung on and missed. Throw down to second, and Weeks is out.
Oh, what a big out that is. Boy, Gomez had it stolen. He had third base stolen easily. Ricky Weeks didn't get nearly as good a jump, and he got thrown out. That's big.
Jose Lobaton taking care of Weeks.
Always that don't get as good a jump. The trail run, you got to make sure he continues. And Ricky gets thrown out. That's a big throw out for the Nationals. Wow.
1-2 the count to Ryan Braun. Gomez at third. Braun singled in the first, extending his hitting streak to 8 games. He's walked twice as well. Go-ahead run is at third. With a fly ball, hit back into right center field. Bernard Span at the track. Holds it in. But the Brewers get a run to tie it. Bottom of the 9th we go. 4-4 the score. Brewers able to tie the game. An RBI single from Ricky Weeks off Rafael Soriano, but they leave a runner at third on a deep fly from Ryan Braun that was hauled in by Denard Span. Gomez left stranded at third. 4-4 the score. Brewers and Nats going to the home half of the ninth.
And Rob Rutan on. He last pitched on Friday against these Nationals. Struck out the only batter that he faced. That was in the 8th inning. See that earned run average of 4.18, and really it's only been one outing that has killed him this year. 5 runs without retiring a batter back on June 15th against Cincinnati. 28 punch outs and 32 in the 3rd innings for Wooten. He's allowed only 1 home run this year.
Now his job is to take this game into the 10th. Nate McLeod will come in to pinch hit. Lead off the bottom of the 9th for Washington. Have been aggressive on the bases today. They had Weeks at first, Gomez at second, Braun at the plate. Runners were going. Weeks was thrown out at second. And Braun with a warning track fly to end the inning. Pop takes a strike.
You never know how things play out, but either if Ricky Weeks is safe or he stayed at first base, that fly ball gives the Brewers a lead. Of course, you never know if it's going to work out that way, but Gomez had a terrific jump.
He did.
And that was a good play by Lobaton. Ordinarily, when you have a guy that gets that good a jump, no chance at third, so you go after the trail runner, and he got the out.
Ricky's RBI single tied this game. Count of 1-2 to Nate McLeod. McLeod, Span, and Rendon for the Nationals here in the bottom of the 9th. Strike 3. There's 4 straight strikeouts for Brewers pitching.
And Brewers bullpen's been pretty good, huh? 6 strikeouts. Zach Duke, Will Smith, now Wooten. And there's a good pitch out of the strike zone. A perfect pitch on a 1-2 count.
It's back to the top of the order for Denard Span. He has damaged the Brewers at the plate in this series. 6 for 12. No strikes. Brewers pitching with 12 strikeouts in this game. There's 6 coming from the starter, Giovanni Gallardo, who went 6 innings. There's a shot into center field, and Span a 1-out hit. Second single of the afternoon. Winning run now at first.
And good speed. He tried to steal his last time on base. A few times he's tried to do that in this series. But great speed for the Nationals. And there's your winning run.
Anthony Rendon to the plate. Set Gomez up against the wall back in the 3rd. Carlos able to make another very good defensive play.
As the Nationals get through this batting order, keep in mind Ryan Zimmerman gone. He's out of the game. And that's big.
Another throw to first, and almost got him. Span just does get back.
Quick feet right there by Wooten, almost getting him. little bit late getting back, and Span just able to get the hand in there.
Another check of Denard Span.
Brewers already have a pickoff today.
We got Bryce Harper back in the 6th. Span with 16 steals. He's been caught just twice this year. He holds. Pitches a strike.
I'm not sure what kind of swing that was. Rendon with a very peculiar swing when he struck out his last time up.
Wanted to hold up maybe and kind of waved at it.
More like one of my golf swings.
You and me both. That's why I quit again this summer.
Yeah, me too.
Retired a lot. Struck out Nate McClaff to open this inning. Denard Span with a single to center. Balls, one strike. Rendon 0 for 4 today. Two.
Yeah, that one just barely catching the outside edge. Could have gone either way there.
The chopper, Reynolds flips to Segura, 1, and that's all they'll get. They get the lead runner. 2 men out. Rendon now at first.
Yeah, Rendon runs too well. No chance, no reason to take a chance on making the throw. Nobody there anyway. So you always have to have your head up. Look before you throw, and Segura holds on to it.
2 outs, 1 on, and here's Jason Worth. Wooten trying to get this game to a 10th inning. Brewers tied it in the top half of the 9th. A Ricky Weeks single. Nothing to Jason Worth.
Gorgelani getting loose in the bullpen. We'll see if Renegade goes to him, and just in case LaRoche gets in that bat here.
A good month of July for Jason Worth. Bob Wooten working against him and is down 3-0. Worth has driven in 19 runs this month. More than any one of the big leagues. 18 hits in the month of July. 14 have been for extra bases.
Brewers have been able to handle him today on breaking pitches. Wooten's throwing nothing but breaking pitches to him.
3-1 the count. That is ripped down the line and left. Rendon turns second, on his way to third, and he's rounding third, heading for home, and the Nationals win it. Jason Worth rips one down the left field line, and the Nats win it 5-4. Brewers take the opener of the series, fall last night, battle back today, tie it with a run in the top of the ninth. And then Jason Worth with a 2-out RBI double to give the Nats the game and the series as they win it today 5-4. Let's throw it over to our Fox Sports Wisconsin studios. Jeff Grayson standing by with Davey Nelson.